All right, moving on to another team that a lot of people think are going to be in that same 6 to 12 log jam in terms of round competing for the finals, which is the Melbourne Demons.
Mighty Demons.
Now, they finished just 0.5% out of the 8th spot last season, which was actually, I believe it was 7 points or 6 points when it broke down to it, because West Coast had to win by 4 goals or less, and they won by like 5, I think. So that's what it came down to. But in saying that, they can't blame West Coast because they choked against Collingwood in that last round.
Yeah.
They had their destiny in their own hands, and they messed it up. This is a team that has not made the finals. The last time they made the finals, I should say. The first iPhone wasn't released yet. High School Musical was in cinemas, the very first one. And all of us were in grade 4.
I love it when you do those
So
stats.
everyone in this studio was in grade 4 the last time.
I was still playing AFL Premiership
The last
2006.
time they made finals, and for an update, we're all finished uni now, so that's a long time ago.
You still don't have facial hair.
No, I went slowly. Come on. But I think the problem for Melbourne is their good is really impressive. It's the drop-off. It's a tale of inconsistency. I mean, last year, they won the same number of quarters as Geelong and GWS did. They won more than Richmond, West Coast and Essendon. Out of the top 8 teams, only Adelaide, Port Adelaide and Sydney won more quarters over the home and away season than Melbourne did. But they lost 8 quarters by 30 points or more. Only Gold Coast, Brisbane and Fremantle had a worse number than that of 30-point crushings in quarters. And 7 of those 8 games in which they had a putrid quarter, so to say, they lost the games. And if you take those quarters out and they can get the consistency right, like at one stage we were talking about they could have been a top 4 team.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just that inconsistency is
And
just
for a
killing
while,
them.
they were a shoo-in. Like, it was, how do they not make the top 4?
make it?
And then they lose to Collingwood. And then,
as we know, they
just
do
drop
have a
games.
history of choking. Let's just put it for what it is, which they need to overcome.
It's
But
almost like you on the mini golf.
no, we
course.
don't need to go to mini golf. But if we look at, I mean, the addition they made, Harley Ballick's all right. Obviously, they lost Jack Watts, but the in is one of the biggest ins of the trade period, which is Lever. I mean, this guy's incredible. He's the number 1 in the league in intercept possessions last year and number 2 for intercept marks last season.
I thought he was Adelaide's best player in the grand final.
He's an elite
he did
player.
well. He's one
elite
guy who can hold
defender.
his head high.
Yeah. And even when you add that to their defensive lineup, that's the thing with this team. On paper, they're incredible. I mean, Neville Jetta is one of the most underrated one-on-one players in the league.
He was so good last year.
Brilliant last year. Jaden Hunt could be anything. He's so explosive. He has the potential to be a serious player.
So
when
that
we
top.
know, Hibbard was a All-Australian last season, so that says enough about how good he is.
Even if a player like Angus Brayshaw can get himself healthy,
If he can beat his concussion issues, he's going to be...
play off half-back, even throw him into the midfield at times, he's a very good player.
When you combine him with Viney, Clayton Oliver, Dom Tyson, then you throw in the experience of Nathan Jones, Jordan Lewis, and we haven't even got to the X factor of Petracca yet, who's the one who has the potential... Out of all their players, he has the potential to be that danger,
Brownlow
dusty
fancy.
Brownlow. Because, I mean, last year he averaged 19 disposals and kicked 26 goals. If he gets that up to that, like, 25 and, like, 30 goals, 35 goals, I mean, he's going to be All-Australian and they're going to be pushing for finals, definitely. And, I mean, we just skipped over Clayton Oliver, who is also a phenomenal young player. I mean, he was second in the league in contested possessions last season, behind only Danger, top 5 in clearances.
He's got to improve on his kicking.
Yeah.
He's averaging 8 kicks and 22 handballs
Too
a
many
match.
handballs. And on top of that, as with a lot of Melbourne players, their discipline and their match focus. He had a...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you'd see him win a couple games and then...
do something stupid, get themselves suspended. I mean, Hogan, Lewis,
Or out drinking you'd hear, or,
Bug.
Yeah, it's
just even Tom Bug, things like that.
My one concern for Melbourne, and it's a very small concern, is their forward line.
Line.
Because Jesse Hogan is a very talented player and he can take so many contested marks and kick a bag any day. But then after that, Jeff Garlett is a very good small forward and he's right up there and he had a very good season last year. But
Garlett's interesting. Just with Garlett, he does. If you look at his career stats, he has a really good year around that 40 range, and then he drops down to 20 the next year, and then he has a really good year. So, you can't necessarily bank on him as well.
Definitely. But then if Petracca is going to play more midfield time, as has been flagged, but then you're just looking down the list. A guy like Cameron Pedersen, is he going to be? Is he in their best 22?
Tom McDonald up forward.
Yeah.
I think is he out the first couple of weeks? I'm not too sure what's going on with him. I think he might miss the first couple of rounds.
But would you play him up forward?
Well, he kicked 23 goals last season.
He's an elite defender.
That's
I think bringing in Lever allows them to swing McDonald forward, and you're not really losing.
But then Lever also worked best when he was that third man in defence. Where he was the
other one that's interesting as well, I think, is Wiedemann. I mean, he didn't get much. He's a seriously talented young player, but he didn't get much of a look in with Watts there. Obviously, Watts is gone now. He's only managed 10 games in his first 2 seasons. He looks like he should get an opportunity, and again, there's a chance. But Hogan, last year was obviously... Some of it wasn't his fault as to what was going wrong.
Run.
He just had a really bad year.
He's due for a good year.
But he needs to take it to that next level.
Or just some good luck.
Give them 50-plus goals. Like, he needs to finally fulfill his potential. Because he was touted as this mercurial next goal-kicking, 100-goal kicker, which obviously is not going to happen nowadays because nobody's kicking 100 anymore. But we just need to see that if Melbourne's actually going to go.
I think if he kicks 50 goals, they're top 4.
Oh, yeah. I think they have the potential. There's so many. The thing with this team is there are so many players that if they just improve themselves 10%, 15%, Melbourne is going to be scary.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't kick a goal in 6 of his final 15 matches last season. Yeah. But I think the game that's going to epitomise Melbourne will be round 3 against North Melbourne. They haven't beaten them since 2006. If they can beat North Melbourne, then we know that the curse. Well, if there is a curse, it could be gone, and they could make finals.
Because last year
got to beat North Melbourne.
We blame it on the Collingwood loss, but they lost to North twice.
Yeah.
So the Collingwood game doesn't happen if they just beat North. Yeah. So that's the thing for them. I think they're going to make the 8. I got them in the 6 to 8 bracket in that range.
Yeah, I think they could push further. They have that X factor.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just think there's so much potential with this team.
I'm going big on Melbourne. I think they're top 4. I think they are the big improver this year, and I think it's not my own opinion. I think everyone's kind of got this opinion, but I think they're going to make a big jump and they'll play finals and do really well this year.
If they win the games they should win, which they have been losing, I agree. Yeah. It's just if you can trust them to win those games.
I think they're going to finish 6th and they're going to get a home final at the MCG. Is it a home final?
Against who?
Huh?
Yeah,
against who?
final.
It'll be. I'm not going to say who against.
Oh, okay.
But the MCC is going to be full. Absolutely
there will
full.
be
Get those
no
cheese platters out.
skiing
Get those platters out.
in September in 2018 for Melbourne fans.
Cancel your holidays.
We're lucky Brownie's not here because he's not exactly what you'd call a Melbourne.
He's over there somewhere.
Yeah,
he's over there. He's hiding, but yeah, Brownie isn't exactly the biggest Melbourne fan of all.
There he is. Yeah. Oh, Brownie's in.
Let's
your
ask.
opinion on the Demons.
Come up here, Brownie. Now, we've just said that we think Melbourne is going to, pretty much all of us have them in our top 8. Jared over here has them
Pushing
in his top 4. Can you please
top
just...
4?
Yeah,
They're not making the top 8. Top 8.
Top 8.
Are they as wet
there
as water?
you go.
I thought, put the footage in. I said last year they weren't going to top 8, and everyone was laughing. I'm like, they're not going to make it. And what happened? Exactly.
That is very
called
true.
You know what happened? Richmond won the premiership. That's what happened.
Brownie dropping some knowledge bombs for you there.